What do you think about our lovely live audience we've got in especially for you?
It's amazing.
Huge fans.
It's wonderful. Thanks for being here.
Does it feel, as a talk show host, does it always feel weird when you're on the other end of the questions, on the other end of the sofa, so to speak?
No, not at all. I mean, I started my career on this end, so you know, I was on a sitcom and I did stand up, and so I was this end for many years.
Yeah. And how do you prepare when you're doing interviews? Because you have done so many shows and you've done some very high pressure interviews in your time.
You know, some jumping jacks. You know, that's about it. A couple of push-ups, and I walk out.
And you're right in there.
Yeah.
Now, you're here in the UK. Lovely to have you here because of Finding Dory.
Yeah.
And what do you love about the character, apart from obviously it's your voice? But what do you love about Dory so much?
You know, she's very sweet. You know, she's very optimistic. She's very innocent and non-judgmental, and she's in the moment. You know, she doesn't, because she has this supposed disability, because she can't remember, she has short-term memory loss, she doesn't dwell on the past, no matter if it's good or bad. She doesn't worry about the future. She's just in the moment, and I think everybody can aspire to be that, and I think that's why people love her so much.
It's already won all sorts of accolades, including 2 Guinness World Records.
I know, it's amazing, right? It's doing phenomenally well all over the world, and I think because right now the world is in a kind of scary place, and we need this kind of optimism in this feel-good movie, and yet it's a really funny movie, and yet it's emotional, and
I cried.
You can't not cry.
I know.
I mean, if you don't cry, something's wrong with you.
Yeah. Stone cold.
You should not be in society. You're endangered to society if you're a heartless, emotionless person. But it's really that moment that, you know, the shells, like you can't not cry. It's so sweet and so beautiful, and we all want to find our home, whatever that means, you know.
Now, you are in the UK at a very interesting time for us politically, which you've probably been keeping an eye on. We now have only our 2nd female Prime Minister in our history. You, potentially, are going to have your first female president.
Yes, not just potentially, we must. We must.
Not a Donald Trump fan?
Not really, no. I think the alternative to Hillary is a bad thing. So we are all, at least everyone I know, we're just praying that Hillary is our president.
Do you think it'll change things for America to have a woman president? Do you think she's a woman will change things?
You know, I don't know. People ask that, and I don't know if that's really it. I mean, I think women have a different sensibility, for sure. But she's also, you know, a leader. She's a powerful person, and she has to make decisions. And I think she's going to make decisions the same way a man would in that position, I think. But maybe there's a difference because she's a woman. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there are interesting questions out there about overcoming challenges. You've had your first black president. This could be the first female president. Do you feel, you know, you're very high profile, you know, we know that you're gay. Do you think questions like that now become irrelevant? You know, we are in a much more tolerant, open society, or are there still big challenges over in the States?
I mean, look at what's happening. I think we have racism that is still very evident, and that's
ironic under the first black president.
It's heartbreaking. It's. I mean, for me, I'm angry. I'm heartbroken. It's terrible what's happening. So I think we all have huge hurdles to get over, and I think that whenever you're bringing up the question of, like, you know, evil people, and that's what we should just. And I'm a big proponent for the human race, and that's all I care about is kindness and the human race.
Well, that's a fantastic thing to care about. Now, do you like being over here in the UK? Because you have family here, don't you? Aren't you related to the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton?
Yes. I'm so glad you pointed that out.
Okay.
She refuses to acknowledge it, and I don't know what's happening. I mean, we're very, very close. We're 14th cousins twice removed.
That's close.
Yes, it's not like 3 times removed, or it's very close. It's yeah. Someone I didn't go looking for this. Someone pointed out to me that I'm related to Madonna, Halle Berry, and Kate Middleton, and Halle Berry and Madonna embrace it, and yet this Kate woman does not.
Who does she think she is?
I know.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sure she would.
She'd have you over tea in a heartbeat.
I would think she would, but anyway, it's just very funny.
He came early, he flew in early to rehearse it the day before, to get it absolutely right, and that, I think, was genuinely the most important thing to happen to our show, because if you can establish early, this is a show